Hey guys, Zima here, and this is a deck I've been working on for a while. I know I haven't uploaded much, but that's because on the decks that I make, I'm doing thorough testing on test out the consistency and how they like stack up against other decks, like primarily like against the meta. This deck isn't meta. This is more of a casual like fun deck. Um, but it works quite well. Like you could probably topple locals with this at least. So this is a build I created called Ultimaya Archfiends. Now it doesn't use like the Red Dragon Archfiend archetype because that's a sub archetype of this archetype. This archetype came out in GX used by Titan, and the anime just a little quick history lesson for you guys. So let's get to the profile. So first we got two copies of Archfiend Emperor, the first Lord of War. This is the deck's boss monster in a sense because it is a 3K beater, 2K defender. You can normal summon it without attributing. It becomes 15 1500 attack and 1000 defense respectively. And one thing that kind of sucks, like the downside of this card is you can't special summon monsters other than fiend monsters. So I've seen a lot of new players to this well not new players, like new people, like new players trying out this archetype, like new people trying out this archetype, and they stick a lot of rank 8s thinking, oh, I can rank 8 with this. You really can't, because the only rank 8 fiend monster that we have at this moment is Triple D Duodonkin Kali Yuga, and that unfortunately requires two level 8 double D monsters. So that really kind of sucks. I hope we get a rank 8. We really need one, honestly, like, because it's so easy to bust out two of these guys turn one, and also, like, it's stupid easy to bust this guy out turn one. But yeah, other than that, he lets you banish an Archfiend card. So when it says Archfiend card, that means you can use stuff like Archfiend Draw, you can use the field spell, you can even use Axe of Despair. And that's not a monster, like Axe of Despair, best monster, right? Because it is considered an Archfiend card, so that's pretty good. Oh, that's pretty much it. And then we run the one copy of Dark Necrophere. If you guys don't want to run the Necrophere, you can also run another horror, or you can run There was this card I was trying out too, Invader of Darkness, because Invader of Darkness shuts off. They can activate quick play spells, so it shuts off stuff like Cosmic Cyclone, shuts off stuff like Italy, Twin Twisters, those kind of cards. So you can use this as like a more of a stun option for the deck if you want to replace the Necrophere. Necrophere is in here just because like it's a free special summon when you just banish 3 fiend monsters and you just get a free 2200 beater off of it essentially. So it can help you go for a game a little bit easier. And when this dies, you can basically like snatch steal the monster, which is pretty cool. So it has a little bit of utility. Then we're playing 3 copies of Archfiend Commander. This is one of the cards you need to pull off the Ultimaya. To pull off Ultimaya in this build. It's really cool. It's a 1 card rank 6 because when you tribute for another Archfiend, if this card is tribute summoned, you can bring out an Archfiend from the graveyard and face up defense position. It has to be level 6 Archfiend, so the only like really good targets you're gonna have is Archfiend Command and Archfiend Giant. If you go to if you look up like the Archfiend level 6s we have, you can also run Red Eyes Archfiend of Lightning, which wouldn't be a bad tech because it is a Raigeki kind sort of, so you can run that if you don't want to run like the Giant. But Archfiend Giant's in here because if it's destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon an Archfiend from hand. So you can special out you get a free summon of a horror, which is pretty cool. And then we're playing 2 Vanity Fiends, just because like it's a level 6. It's a pretty like good card. Like you can get it off of Sinister Yashiro, and I've used Yashiro here quite a bit to summon off a horror without having to use his effect. Because when you normal summon him, he dies at end phase. Then we're playing 3 copies of Archfiend Cavalry, 0 defense, which is really needed because of the Mass Chameleon that I play, as well as it's a level 4 for Red Resonators, so you play those as well. Then we're playing 2 Mass Chameleons. You only play 2 because it is searchable, and you really don't want to brick with 3 because it can't be normal summoned if you control level 5 or higher. So that kind of is a downside, but you only really need like I said 2 because you have King of the Philips and Extra Access search it out. Then one trans archfiend. This is just like attack. You can replace this with another card. You can replace this with tour guide if you want, if you wish. The reason I'm not running tour guide in here is because I want to keep this deck at 40 cards, and you could cut off. You honestly could cut off the terraforming for tour guide if you guys wish. But the one thing about tour guide is your target is Archfiend Ares, and Archfiend Ares has to be if it's sent to the graveyard by card effect or by being destroyed in battle, you can search for an Archfiend card. Only issue with that is the only two monsters that you can search. The only two Xyz monsters that will get this card's that will activate this card's effect, because you'll be detaching it as material, will be Wind Up Zen Mains and Fortune Tune. Because this doesn't work if it's discarded, if it's if it's detached by cost, or like sent to the graveyard by cost, anything like that. Then triple red resonators, because you use this to make the Ultimaya in the deck. Then triple allures. The deck has a lot of dark targets. That's another reason why like Vanity's is in here, just because like dark targets. Then two resonator calls, searching out the resonators. You could play 3 of this if you guys wish. 3 wouldn't be a bad idea, but that's up to you guys' discretion. Then one upstart goblin. About to say upstart dragon, but yeah, upstart goblin just for the 39 card deck. Terraforming just to search out Palabyrinth. Even though like a skid searcher, but I don't know. Terraform you guys can replace with anything anything else you like. One foolish to send Ares. One twin twister just for a little backward disruption, because you don't really mind sending cards like Cavalry to the graveyard, because you can bring it back with like Chameleon, you can bring it back with Archery and Zora. So that doesn't really matter what you send to the graveyard. Then 3 falling down. This is basically the Snatch Steal of the deck. I wish it was an Archery card, because then that would be amazing, because then you could like foolish this, search falling down, and be like, yo, I'm gonna Snatch Steal your monster. Other than that, you do take 800 points of damage, but that's not really gonna matter if you steal something like a Beatrice, or if you like an Omega or something. Well, maybe not against Omega, because they'll be able to chain something that can't that doesn't dodge falling down. Like you could just steal, and then you can like tribute it or something. Like you steal you steal an opposing Vanity's Fiend and tribute for a commander or something. Like, which is pretty cool. And then 2 Palabrinths. This card's really cool for pulling off a lot of the Xyz plays in the deck. This is more of a synchro version, because I just like synchros. If you want to play an Xyz, more of an Xyz heavy version, you can cut down the number of synchros, and you can also run what's this what's called Fiend Sanctuary. You can run Fiend Sanctuary, because Sanctuary will give you the token that you need as a target to banish with Palabrinth, because you can use tokens on this card as to banish a Fiend monster, because it doesn't say accept tokens, so that doesn't really, you can definitely use tokens for that. Now for traps, we're playing 3 Archfiends. This is like Call the Haunted for Archfiends. Well, actually no, it's more akin to Red Eye Spirit. It can't be tributed, and it is destroyed during the end phase, but that doesn't realistically matter, because if you destroy Cavalry will then get you a special summon of a Hornet from the grave. So it has like really cool utility. Plus you can always bring this back to add cards. And then 2 Sinister Yashiro just to tribute summon Fiend monsters. Your targets for Sinister Yashiro, like monsters that you want to normal summon, would be Archfiend, Emperor, and Vanity's Fiend. Which is, like pretty standard. If you guys want to play like Max Season the deck, feel free to do so. Like Cosmic Cyclone, or like in place of the Twin Twister, or you can like cut out the Terraform. That's all up. I'll leave that up to you guys. This is just what I like. Then for the extra deck, we have Ultimaya Zolkin, which is pretty cool. Now, to pull off the Zolkin in the deck, what you will be needing is a Archfiend Commander, I don't know. You will be needing like let's say like a Palabyrinth, as well as it is a pretty intensive combo. Let's say like it is a really intensive combo. So it's a 4-card combo, but it's a 4-card combo. Plus you're gonna need like another card to set for Ultimaya. So like I don't know. Let's say you have a foolish. Like this will be your hand. It is kind of like it is a 5-card combo, and I do realize other decks can do it better. But that's our stream, so yeah. So what you would do is you would do normal summon Red Resonator, special out Cavalry, or a like Trans Archfiend, whatever level 4 you want. Synchro for Coral Dragon. Activate Palabyrinth. Special summon Commander on your field. Then you will pop Palabyrinth. Synchro for Ultimaya. and then you would set the foolish. Ultimate brings that crystalline. So that's how you pull it off. Um, if you can't pull it off, usually you can go into something like Starlight or Omega for a little, like Starlight or Omega depending on the situation. But yeah, then Void Ogre Dragon, really good card. You bust it off Ultimate. Crystal Wing, same reasoning. You bust it off Ultimate. Plus, it's a really good card. Scarlet, just to have a little bit of destruction, like mass board removal. Siphon Mode Omega to recycle cards banished by forward, as well as like just like good recycle. It's a really good card. Scrap Dragon in here because you can use it to pop Archfiend Ares, and like Calvin, you can generate advantage by destroying your own Archfiends to destroy cards they control, which is pretty cool. Starter Spark Dragon, just for a little bit of protection. Clearing, it's the only level 7 synchro you really want to be making in this deck, because you're going to do Chameleon, bring back Ares. Then Coral Dragon and Starter Charge Warrior. Coral Dragon is needed. Starter is needed for the Ultimaya. Starter Charge Warrior is for is just to get like a free draw. For level 5s, Armades, you can replace the Armades with like any level 5 or like an Xyz if you guys wish. Because that's only if you have the option to go into Summon Mass Chameleon, bring. Oh no, sorry. It's only if you have it's only if you have to do Summon Red. Red brings out Ares, and then you synchro for Armades. Like Catasta would be a good option. It all really depends. You don't even have to run level 5 in here. You could just run like another Xyz. So for the Xyz, we got Dragulus, Quick Effect, Book of Moon, great card. Evil Swarm, Thanatos, 2 darks. That's really easy to do. You can also use this to make your horror unaffected by other monster effects, which is pretty cool. Then we have one King of the Failed Imps to search out your Mass Chameleon, and then Castell because it's Castell. If you guys want to run cards like Pot of Desires, if you do want to run that card, what you can take out is you can take out the Terraforming and the copy of Torn Twister and just run like 2 Desires. You can also take out the Foolish Burial and run 3 Desires if you guys want to. You could just take out, honestly, you could probably just take out Necrofear and just run like Necrofear, take out Necrofear, Terraforming, and the Twin Twister, and just put in 3 copies of Pot of Desires. That wouldn't be bad. This is pretty cool. So like, that's pretty much the deck. It's really fun. Like, I like it. What I think this deck, like, not the deck, but what the archetype needs is the archetype needs like an extra like boss monster, because like none of these are the boss monster of the deck. I mean, they didn't really start out as an extra deck boss monster because GX didn't really have any Archfiend extra deck, but we have a card called Archfiend Seraph, which doesn't really support the I'll show it to you guys. Which doesn't really support the archetype because this requires Star Seraph Sentry. Like, this is an Archfiend only name, and like there's a lot of these Archfiend boss monsters that I guess you can use, like, extra deck bosses. But my problem is they don't support the archetype directly. Like Overmind Archfiend, it's only an Archfiend in name. It doesn't support the archetype. Like, that's one thing that I really have issues with this archetype specifically, is because all these extra deck Archfiend monsters, except the Red Dragon Archfiend monsters, like, those ones can kind of play good in here because you will be using Cavalry, because Cavalry can special summon back your Red Dragon Archfiend cards, which is cool. But a lot of them just don't really help. Like Thought Will Archfiend, like, it doesn't really help us anyway. Well, yeah, that's my final thoughts. I just think it's pretty cool. Like, yeah. So that's it, guys. See you later.